Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about a horror thriller film called Even Lambs Have Teeth from 2015. Enjoy your viewing. Two best friends, the restless Katie and the beautiful Sloane, are looking forward to a trip out of town. They are going to go to an organic farm where they will work for a month and then make a life for themselves in New York. Jason is Katie's uncle. He promises to drive the friends to the place. On the way, they stop for the night with their uncle and his fiancée. Sloane suggests that they use beautiful fake names. She will call herself Heather, and Katie will call herself Ripley. The next day, the uncle takes the girls to the bus station. From there, they will take a bus to the farm. Jason works as a police officer, and out of concern for his niece, he asks the girls to send him a message every day with different code words. The first of these words is apple. The bus is due to arrive in an hour, so the girls decide to wait in a cafe. Two local guys notice the beauties and sit down at their table. The guys tell them that they are brothers and their names are Jed and Lucas. At the same time, the girls introduce themselves with fake names. The brothers offer to take their new friends to the farm. Katie refuses at first, but Sloane persuades her to agree. The friends get in the car, but the boys suddenly drive past the turnoff to the farm and stop only at their house. The girls are very tense, but when they see the brothers' elderly mother, they relax and agree to drink tea. After that, they are promised a ride to the farm. After taking a few sips of tea, the girls realize that they have been spiked with sleeping pills. They try to run away, but the two brothers quickly catch up with them and bring them back to the house. The friends regain consciousness, and they are already chained to two containers in the middle of the forest. Suddenly, Jed appears and announces that the girls will live here from now on. He gives them clothes and shows them that the containers have a bed and a toilet. Soon, the main villain, whose name is Boris, approaches. The first thing he does is check Katie's phone. The leader quickly finds out that the friends have lied about their names, and he also realizes that they are using code words in their messages. Katie and Sloane lie that apple is the only code word. Boris then sends a message to Jason so that his uncle doesn't worry, adding the word apple at the end. The brothers tell the captives to take a shower, but then Sheriff Boris suddenly appears with a gun. The girls are convinced that salvation is near. They run to the policeman, but he turns out to be a corrupt cop. He gladly licks and takes Katie to a container to take rough advantage of her. When the sheriff leaves, Sloane can't calm her friend down for a long time. Jed and Lucas bring the next client to the prisoners. The man looks at the girls and chooses Sloane. He locks her in a container and turns out to be a real scoundrel. Meanwhile, Jason receives messages with the same code word. He realizes that something is wrong. Jason calls the farm and finds out that his girlfriends have not arrived. At this time, a third client is brought to the captives. They put bags over their heads so that the girls can't see the man's face until he puts on a pig mask. The man chooses Sloane again. The third client turns out to be even more cruel, and the girl sobs a lot after the scoundrel leaves her alone. Meanwhile, Jason arrives in the town where his girlfriends disappeared. He goes straight to the sheriff's office. It turns out that Jason is an FBI agent. He tells Indris that his niece and her friend have been kidnapped. The sheriff assures him that everything is calm in their town. Then Jason explains that the girls used the same code word twice in a row, which means they are definitely in trouble. After the FBI agent leaves, the sheriff warns Boris that they are in trouble. Boris immediately goes to the forest and tells Jed to eliminate the girls and get rid of their bodies, just like they did with the previous girls. Meanwhile, Jason doesn't trust the suspicious sheriff. He goes to the same cafe where he left his two friends. The agent asks the bartender, who accurately describes the car in which the two guys took the girls. When the villains leave, Katie tells her friend that they want to eliminate them. Suddenly, the two brothers appear with the villain. Soon, Jed and Lucas go into town for more victims, while the villain stays behind to look after the captives. Katie, realizing that this is their last chance to survive, tries to seduce the man and tells him that she really likes his rudeness. When the villain relaxes, the girl sinks her teeth into the villain's neck and literally tears him to pieces. The villain quickly dies of blood loss, and the captive finds a handcuff key in his pants pocket. Soon, the sheriff appears to put an end to the dangerous witnesses. The girls seize the moment and steal the corrupt cop's car. They drive to a hardware store and buy everything they need for their upcoming bloody revenge. The friends find out where Boris lives from the shopkeeper, and then they head to him. At this time, Jason arrives at the insurance company and lies to the employees about the blue car hitting his car and disappearing. He does this in order to find out Boris's home address. When Boris returns home, Katie and Sloane throw tennis balls with sharp nails at him. The girls tie the scoundrel up and are going to take revenge for his humiliation. Boris is crying and begging for his life. He tells his girlfriends where he hides a large sum of money and a gun. The girls demand to reveal the identity of the scoundrel in the pig mask, and then take a homemade hell device and shove it into Boris with all their might. When Jason breaks into the house, he sees Boris dying. The two friends are long gone. The agent takes the wounded Boris to the hospital, but he dies from blood loss and internal injuries. The sheriff soon informs Jason about this. Then the uncle calls his niece once again. Boris points his weapon at him, realizing that he has foolishly revealed his crime. Katie and Sloane stop at a church and see a familiar cross tattoo on his arm. They realize that the masked man is the town priest. When he finishes his work, Sloane takes a bat and enters the church. The girls get into a pickup truck and drive somewhere for a long time. When they get out of the car, we see that the pastor has been tied to the back of the car all this time. The girlfriends pour gasoline on the bastard, set him on fire, and drive away. The sheriff grabs Jason and drags him to his house. His employees also found him 2 new girls to play the role of his next victims. Boris is about to kill the FBI agent, but fortunately, Katie and Sloane show up during this. They tie up the corrupt cop and offer him to play Russian roulette. The girls take turns spinning the revolver drum, until finally Katie eliminates the sheriff with a shot to the head. The friends free the new prisoners and ask them to untie Jason. They are very grateful to the girls, and do not reveal the girls' identities. Katie and Sloane quietly enter the house of the 2 brothers, and drug their mother with sleeping pills. When the woman wakes up in the basement, the girls kill Jed in cold blood right before her eyes. Then they take the mother to the tied-up Lucas. The friends untie the boy, hand him a bat, and tell him to kill his mother. Otherwise, they threaten to shoot the scoundrel. When Lucas refuses, the girls eliminate him and put the gun in his hand to make it look like an accident. The woman confesses where she is hiding the money and asks them not to touch her. But Katie grabs the lawnmower and introduces it to the woman's head. Soon, the girls return home. They spend a long time thinking about what happened to them during that unfortunate trip. The girls are very grateful to their uncle for finding them thanks to the secret code. But his help was in vain, because the girls had dealt with their enemies in their own way. I would like to say that the villains will remember this for the rest of their lives, but their lives are long over. Having packed their bags, the girls head to New York to finally realize their dream. If you have watched the video so far, you should know that I am happy to have viewers like you. Thank you for watching to the end. Subscribe to the channel and follow the news. Klontsak Recapped was with you. See you soon.